Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you're out there riding today, you're going to be wet and you're going to be cold. Come on in, cats. At least it's cozy and warm in the man cave here. Yeah, the weather took a dive. All week it's been like 70 degrees and sunny. Beautiful weather for riding. And we've all enjoyed a little taste of that. I tried to stay off the main roads because the salt, but there's a lot of back roads around here that, you know, just offers you a little enjoyment of the ride. But, you know, we got warmer weather coming, but it's springtime, you know, so it's gonna do this. So I think we're in the 50s now for through the weekend and the next week anyways, and then we'll see some warm up again. I'm going to talk a little bit today about motorcycle club support. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with that or not, or if you've ever been familiar with the motorcycle clubs, but they all have a support part of their, and it's a way that they can turn a little dollar on the side, you know. So they have support gear that they sell. If you were to go online to almost any 1% outlaw club, some of the big mainstream clubs, for instance, there's all kinds of locals, you know. I mean, we have a Cleveland chapter. There's chapters in Columbus, Ohio, and in every major city in the United States, there's a chapter of a motorcycle club, probably a 1% motorcycle club. They're recognized in almost every state. And some of them, if you go to their website, they'll have support gear that you can buy, you can purchase. You guys may have seen me wearing this shirt around the shop. It's a really nice, it's a Dixon, a real nice Dixon flannel. But one thing different about it, it has a support patch on it, and it's support 81. The 81 signifies the letters of the alphabet, the 8th letter and the 1st letter, HA. So that, of course, is support for the Hells Angels. And you'll notice too, where's the other sleeve here? It's got that little emblem on there with this little lightning bolt. It kind of reminds me of the Stormtrooper insignia, you know, almost like that Aryan type of a thing. I don't know what it was really meant to signify, but that's what I get out of it. Now, before, you know, you start beating me down about it, you know, as a kid, I grew up with an infatuation with motorcycle clubs, and, you know, I always thought I would one day be a Hells Angel, and that was when I was a kid. So the only reason I have this is, you know, I bought it online. Probably paid too much for this flannel, but it's a nice warm flannel, and I can wear it around the garage and stuff, and it doesn't bother anybody. I wouldn't wear it out in public because I don't publicly support, you know, 1% motorcycle clubs. I don't want to put myself in that position to make people think that I'm a part of that organization, because I'm not. Another one that I picked up, and I actually bought this at the Easy Riders show in Columbus, Ohio. Support your local outlaws. And we have a outlaw, support your local outlaws, Columbus. This is the shirt sleeve. I think it says the same thing on the other shirt sleeve. Support your local outlaws, Columbus, yeah. So I bought this t-shirt when I was at the Easy Riders show, just for a souvenir. You know, do I support the outlaws? I've hung with them before, but I've never been a member. Just kind of a souvenir for me, you know, like a nostalgia thing. So I would wear it around the shop. I would wear it, you know, working around the yard or something. But I won't wear that out in public because I don't want to publicly support that. I don't want people to think that I'm a part of that, because I'm not. What's the support stuff all about? Well, these clubs, you know, they got to turn a buck somehow. They got to pay for their keg of beer, you know. So they set up these support sites where you can buy their stuff. Now, the other option is, you know, I told you coming up here, April 2nd, Saturday, I'm going to be at the IX Center in Cleveland for the Piston Power Show, the Summit Racing Piston Power Show. Really cool show because they have everything there that you can think of that has an engine in it. So, I mean, they're going to have bikes. They're going to have some bikes there. They're going to have dragsters, roadsters, custom vehicles, vans, trucks, tractor trailer rigs that are, you know, been customized, or else they're vintage, you know, classics. Even some, I think last year they had a couple of airplanes, or it was a couple years ago that last year they didn't have it because of COVID, right? They shut it down. But a couple of years ago they had some airplanes, they had some military equipment. So it's just a really cool show if you like looking at stuff like that. But the 81 also had a booth set up there, the Hells Angels. And I went over there and just kind of perused their display. They had these Dixon flannels there hanging up, and they had some other stuff. They had some other bikes lined up there with the death skull on it. You know, one thing about support, especially with the 81, you'll never see the death head or their name, Hell's Angels, on any support stuff. It'll only be 81. That's just their code that they don't, you can't wear that. You can't wear that death skull, that death head. You can't wear their name emblazoned on anything unless you are a member of the club. The Outlaw is a little different, you know. They sold this shirt to me and it's got their name on there, Outlaws. So, you know, I guess they're cool with that. But again, I said I wouldn't wear that in public. The funny thing about the Outlaws now, going way back to an earlier Easy Riders bike show that I went to, and that was in Columbus, Ohio. And that used to be a really big show down there. It was at the Veterans Center down there, which was such a great big huge venue area, and they had all kinds of motorcycles, customs, and then they had all kinds of booths there related to biker stuff. And the Outlaws had a booth there. Well, they had all their t-shirts and stuff displayed out on the table for you to look at. And I had my GoPro camera with me, and I was walking around there, and I kind of scanned started to scan the camera across the table, and there's a big burly guy behind the table, one of the Outlaws, says, "No cameras, no pictures." I said, "All right, sorry," and I turned the camera off. But I did manage to get this picture of one of the shirts that they had there. I didn't buy it, but you know, I was tempted to buy something there, but I didn't. I decided against it and keep on moving. The thing was, they didn't seem very friendly, you know. They didn't seem like they were, you know, trying to sell their stuff. They were trying to more intimidate people and scare them away. So, you know, they want everybody to think they're a big, tough, bad guy, but come on, you're trying to sell some gear here. Have some social skills too, you know. Probably the worst one I ever had was, I was in Laconia for the Laconia bike rally, and the Angels had a tent set up there, pretty big tent, and they had their banner hanging up there. And there was nobody around there, so it was just me, and I thought, well, I'm going to go in there and check it out, you know. I mean, what can it hurt, you know? I mean, it's in a public venue here, and it looks like it's open to the public, so I'm going to go check it out. So I walked in this tent. And there was probably about 3 full patched members sitting in there. Kind of scruffy looking. I don't know what chapter they were from. I have no idea. But they had folding tables in there with all their gear spread out. And it was all in disarray, just piled everywhere. Nothing neat or you know, any purpose to it. You just had to dig through to see what they had. And I was, you know, and these guys were sitting back here in the corner of the tent, and they had a keg of beer that they were hitting pretty hard. So I didn't mind them, no. I just said, hey, how's it going? I walked in there. I was looking through their stuff, picking up, you know, sorting through piles of T-shirts or whatever, and I really, none of them were related to, you know, like any support gear or something. I couldn't really find any true support gear there or anything, or I probably might have bought something. The guy stands up and he says, what are you looking for? I said, I'm just looking to see what you got here, you know. I might find something I like. He said, well, buy something or get the out of here. Okay, see you later. I just turned around and left. You don't want me to buy any of your stuff? Fine, I'm leaving. Buy something or get the out? Come on, you know. How are you going to sell anything when you treat people like that? So obviously I didn't buy anything from them. I just walked out. All this paraphernalia I got up here, I just picked up at the biker bar when I used to hang out there, because that was a clubhouse that was open. It wasn't a clubhouse for the 81, but they did come in there often, and they were welcome in there. Of course, some of the people that went to that bar weren't welcoming for them, but the bar owners welcomed them to come in and do whatever they did. So that's the story behind support gear, you know. The only reason I have it is kind of for nostalgic purposes. I say like souvenirs. I don't outwardly support any of these clubs. I don't really have any bones to pick with them. I don't have any issues. You know, I've had experiences with a number of these 1% clubs, and I've got no bones to pick with them whatsoever. I know some of them don't get along too well, like the Angels and the Outlaws. I do believe honestly that the Outlaws have been rivals with the Hells Angels for a long time, and I don't think there's any good blood going on there. I don't know that they've had any real, I don't know the history of it, so I won't even comment on it, but you know, I don't know if there's been any rivals, any, you know, incidents between the two clubs. It's just bad blood. So there's a video out there, and I don't have the link to it. I'd have to search for it. But there's this guy that, and I don't know if he's with the U.S. Marshals, the FBI, the police. I'm not sure what his affiliation is, but he has a video out there where he has a museum that has all Outlaw Motorcycle Club memorabilia. He's got cuts from, you know, all the different clubs, patches, weapons, all kinds of stuff. And it's pretty interesting. He's got the great big banners that they might have had in their clubhouses and stuff. Almost all this stuff was confiscated through raids by like the DEA or, you know, these police organizations that have done these big raids and busts on these clubs running illegal things. So it's an interesting video to watch. It's not very long, but the guy has, you know, all kinds of paraphernalia on there. Pretty cool. I know the clubs aren't very happy to see that, because they claim ownership of that. They, you know, like the Hells Angels, their death head logo, they claim ownership of that. And this guy has all this stuff in the museum with the death heads and all that. I mean, he's got almost every club that you could imagine in there. So they're not very pleased about the club, and they have, I guess, numerous times requested their stuff to be returned back to them, which I don't think would ever happen. And frankly, I don't know what they do with it anyways. I think it's better off to be displayed in a museum situation like it is, where everybody can look at it. Well, anyway, that's my talk for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Thanks for the prayers for me and my wife. If you're wondering how V's doing, she's still struggling along. She's over 3 years now fighting this cancer, and it's always an uphill battle. And she's doing very well, but she has a lot of issues going on with that. And so we still appreciate all of the prayers that you guys send our way. Give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, cats, ride hard and die free.